What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another F1 100% race challenge. Now today we are headed to Bahrain for the Sakhir Grand Prix for something a little bit different today. We're stepping up into Formula 2 cars, a little bit of a different challenge that I've never done before. Let's get right into the action, and here we go. 5 red lights now, quick apologies. Had a little bit of glitch with the first lap with the video, which you can quite clearly see something's gone the fuck wrong with that, but we're going to proceed anyhow so you can at least get a little bit of an idea of where we're sitting. We started in P7, and at the grid we had a shit start, just completely stalled the car and dropped all the way down into P10. But we head through the first lap now, praying that the glitches, they end around the end of this first lap, so apologies for this first little bit. But whilst we're waiting for all the action to begin and whilst this glitching ends, go subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 40 subs by the end of next week, and any support that would be hugely appreciated. I want to hit like 100 by the end of May. So let's get into the action. We make a move on King early on in the Grand Prix onto lap 1. Our goal is to try and win. Last time out we did a decent job. We finished P6 at the Japanese short Grand Prix, but I reckon we can push this even further this time on. One other thing to note is that also with Formula 2 there is a feature Grand Prix, which is this one, which is 32 laps long. There's also a sprint Grand Prix, which is like really short, like 7 to 8 laps long, that I'm going to upload onto my Instagram. So if you want to see how that race went, go check that out as well. It's a very interesting one. But we move now. We take a look at the inside of our teammate Jalal. We're driving as Mick Schumacher, for those of you that didn't know, and we're trying to take a peek here around the outside. We look, and we're just trying to find that gap. We're still heading it all the way around the outside. We slip a little bit onto the curb, and the position is going to be lost, and Jalal holds on to 8th place for the moment. And we actually have to keep an eye from behind as King is closing in quick. He uses the slipstream. We cut him off just a little bit, and that should be enough to keep us in P9 as we come to the end of this first lap of a 32 lap Grand Prix. As Nicholas Latifi goes and sets the fastest lap. We do manage to get Jalal, although that lap was glitched as well, so apologies for that lap. We're on to lap 2 now, and we're trying to chase the closing pack. You can see up front we've got Latifi, who's just been absolutely killing it, obviously moved to Williams in real life, but you can see Jalal is not quite finished with this yet, our teammate. We may be the rookie in this season. I just think he's been there for a couple of years now at Prima, but I couldn't be certain. We're behind the Chinese Zhu as we take a peek at the inside on lap 3. It's not a polite move, it's a barging move, but we almost have it done. We close him off. There's not going to be room for 2 cars here. He's forced into the brake. We do run a little bit deep through the hairpin there, but or the chicane, sorry, but we're able to get the move done, and we're up into P7, chasing after the quality brake Jack Aitken until we completely fuck it up, run very wide, and lose positions not just to Zhu, but to Jalal as well. And we're back down into P9, and we stay there until lap 5, where we're taking a look back at Sam Jalal, our teammate, for this second time in this Grand Prix. And this time we get the move done and make it stick with a tight corner. They get this wrong and you can easily spill the track. We're going too wide once again. The champion between the teams for this kind of team organisation. Don't want to have a Grosjean Magnussen situation. We want to keep the doors safely screwed on, but he managed to hold the position once again. But we're going to have slipstream here, and we're going to take another peek. We've got him in the ropes. He goes to defend on the inside line. We're going to try and stick it around the outside here. Can we get the move done? We have to swerve to avoid hitting him and taking us both out of the Grand Prix. Actually, that really well at Canada the other day. But we're going to have the DRS here. We should be able to get the position as we just creep away. We've got the pace on him, and we're up into P8. Hopefully this time we can make the move stick. But the good thing for us is that front pack hasn't really split up. No one, because all the Formula 2 cars are the same quality, has been able to go away and get a lead. And so we are still sitting, as you can see on lap 6, with a chance of winning this Grand Prix. And on lap 6 we're hand chasing after Zhu. I'm not sure what team that is actually in the yellow, as we set a purple sector there, trying to take a peek down the inside of Zhu. But it's not going to pay off. DRS isn't really much of a help either, because I think we're all stuck behind, I believe, at the front line where it's actually Nick de Vries, the World Formula 2 champion, who moved to Formula E in real life. As we make a move here on Zhu, we're going to go side by side as we head onto the main straight. Meanwhile, Delatres and Aitken make moves up ahead. We set the fastest lap so far of the Grand Prix. We squeeze Zhu out onto the outside. You're not going to give him any room whatsoever. We actually bump into Aitken a little bit as De Vries loses. Oh, I think it's going to be not 1 but 2 spots as we go through here. He just managed to defend. Aitken get boxed out, and we may have a chance to bag a second position here, but not with this. It's Zhu from all the way behind. You can see we take a quick look in our mirrors to find him. We're going to go 3 wide into the 3rd turn here. We're taking the outside line. Can we get the 2 positions? Jack Aitken defends. Zhu backs off, And as I said before, only one man can fit through here. We're going to take a very, very deep line. We continue to go side by side through this bit of the track. Who is going to hold the position? Aitken looks like he's got it, but then just loses it at the last second, slipping off. And I don't think that yellow flag was him, as I believe I'm correct. There was a driver that went out of the Grand Prix slightly further back on the grid, but we head forward. It's lap 7. And Nick de Vries is running the first half of this Grand Prix. Nick de Vries runs very, very slowly indeed. I don't know whether there's an issue with his car or something, but he just could not keep up. We're actually stuck in his back bumper there for as long as we almost take out the Steins as well. But we should have the position here. I don't believe he has DRS in the current position, so we're going to be able to close the gap here. Can we make the move stick? We stump it to the right hand side. We've got the DRS. This should be our position, but we've got to watch out from behind. Jack Aitken is still closing in as well. He will have the slipstream when it comes down to it. And ideally, we don't want to be stuck in a train, but we do manage to get away from all that as we head into the pits on lap 10. Bring it to a close, the first chapter of this Grand Prix. As such, we head in, and we're going to come out at the back of the grid, P18. 2 drivers, Bokalac and I can't remember the other one, both already out of the grid of the Grand Prix. A very poor stop actually there on my part with the exit. Just couldn't get my tyres right, and it's a question of where we come out. And that position is just perfect. We're out in P5 with a comfortable gap ahead of both Nick de Vries, who has an awful stop ending up in P8, and also well ahead of Jack Aitken. We're not going to be pitting again, meaning we have the opportunity now to chase the top 4. And next up is Antoine Hubert, obviously rest in peace, but on this occasion we're going to have to try and take his position. And there's Louis Delatres if we can try and get onto the podium. And we're hunting down Hubert, and we get to the end of lap 14. Looking for the position. There was another fastest lap. The thing glitched out here, so we're going to go to the special cameras, which I might actually use more of in the future, because this is a beautiful view. Especially the Formula 2 cars are so nice looking. As we do the switchback on them, get the position, and we're up into P4 past Antoine Hubert. And then next up, lap 18, it's going to be Louis Delatres. The man has been doing a lot of Formula 1 racing with a lot of the content creators. Obviously, Charles Leclerc won the, I believe, the Veloce event last night, but Louis Delatres, can we get the position on him here? It's going to be a long, long dive. And meanwhile, up ahead, Giotto and Latifi are fighting for that first position, which is an absolute blessing for us, because otherwise those two would be able to get well ahead, as Delatres has quite a pull run out the corner. We're going to try and send it all the way around the outside. We do just that. We're going to get the DRS as well, and we're up into 3rd place, hunting down the top 2 with 13 laps to go. That pit stop in particular made such a huge difference. Delatres, though, is not going to be done quite yet. You can see him right in our wings, and he's not letting go. He's like a plague. He doesn't want to let go. And Giotto and Latifi still slowing down ahead of us, and we're really closing that gap quickly. We may have a 4 or 5 car lap hunt on this. Once we get to the end of this Grand Prix, it's going to be very tight. But for now, Delatres sticking behind us, and now as we get to lap 20, he's going to try and make the move around the outside. What can he try and do here? We're going to defend deep. We actually screw it up a little bit. He's going to take a peek up the inside here. We give him enough room, so none of us go off the track, and he's going to get the position back. He's got DRS as well, and Delatres is back up into P3, only for us to respond a lap later, but we just can't keep knocking 7 bells out of each other if we want to try and win this Grand Prix. We do get past him on this occasion. We're still thankful that Giotto and Latifi up ahead are just still unable to escape each other, and we've got a real hunt as we head into the final portion of this race. And here it is, lap 26. The gap's about closed. We've had a little bit of space in Delatres. He's still on wing mirrors, but we've managed to get away with him, and we're now right on the tail of those front 2 of Giotto and Latifi, trying to close the gap. And on lap 27, we are now right in the mix, as is Delatres, to be fair. He could win this Grand Prix. We have a huge swerve there, but within DRS. And now this is where the opportunities will start to come. Lap 28, 5 laps to go in this Grand Prix. What can be done from here? We're going to take a peek at Giotto now. We've got the DRS, obviously he will as well. But we're going to have the best slipstream. We slip right up behind him. Can we take a move? We've got the best line, but he's got the inside. Who's going to get the position? We send it all the way around the outside. Done it a couple of times, but Giotto is able to defend very well there, and he holds the position, remaining in that P2 spot, and then removes as we head on to lap 29 now. Our second attempt, but he's going to have a go at the Latifi up ahead as well. As we set our fastest final sector there, is going to be 3 drivers all heading at it. Latifi and Giotto are the main head-to-head, but we may be able to get the scraps here and push up into P2. And we do just that as Latifi defends against Giotto. We're going to get a better exit out of the corner, actually switch back through the chicane, and we're up into P2 with that move. Giotto's not quite done though. He's going to keep trying to send it. He doesn't get the position though. He's going to take a look up the inside. What can he do? What can he do? He's still there somehow. I'm not sure. how we managed to hold our position so long. Delatres now right in the hump. We've got the position, and P2 is ours.
Keep managing your tyres.
And 3 laps to go. This is it for the Grand Prix. Our best chance of winning one of these 100% races here in Formula 2 with Mick Schumacher. Can we do him proud? Lap 30. You're going to have to make a move soon. Nicholas Latifi, a Formula 1 driver who cannot be underestimated. He's held off Giotto all Grand Prix. We go to the outside. He defends his line. He pushes us wide. But we do seem to have the position at least to start off with. We're going to have the DRS. And we're up into P1 with that. But can we make it stick? We need to get away. Otherwise, we're not going to be safe for long. As Latifi may have a look back straight away. Just from, even though he doesn't have DRS, but it's not going to quite be enough. The slipstream was just not quite powerful. As we head on to lap 31, just 2 and a bit minutes left in this Grand Prix. It's time to see if we can make it stick, but it's a very bad exit. And you can see, as we look behind now in our mirror, 3 cars, one of us could win, and one of us will end up off the podium. Who's going to get the positions? We leave gap for Latifi to at least have a go so we don't crash. We swerve, a huge swerve there, but we hold it together. We're going to try and keep the position, hold as tight of a line as we can to not give them an opportunity, but at the same time, can't have a crash at this stage in the Grand Prix. We managed to hold the position though. They're still clinging to us. And as you can see, we do gain a little bit of a gap through this corner here. We get a very nice exit at turn 31, on lap 31, heading into the middle of the second sector now. And we have at least a little bit of a gap as Latifi has to defend for Giotto. And from here on out, we look as if we might just have done it. We've got about a half a second gap, which should be enough. As you can see, a lap later on lap 32, we do go and take our first Grand Prix victory. It's a very close. You can see 5 drivers, all very, very tight, but we do win the Bahrain Grand Prix in Formula 2. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.